Hello crypto family, this is Accent2K2 and I'm back with a new video. Now today's video is going to go over how about a month ago I won a trading competition with Crypto on the bybit crypto exchange, and today I'm just going to go over a few tips on how I won that challenge, and what did that look like. So getting started. And let's see. Let's take a look back. The trading challenge was about 7 days itself. So that looked like from about July 14th all the way until, let's see, looking at the chart here. Give me just a moment. Oh, it's easier if I just look down here. July 14th till about the 21st. So somewhere around here when the results were in. All right. Maybe it was a little bit before that, but we're going to use this range right here. So I believe that's about right. The 14th through the 21st. Actually, you know what? I can look at a calendar and I can tell you better because it ended on a Monday. So let's see. So I guess the results were in by the 22nd. So roughly that's about right. So we'll say from the 14th to the 21st. All right. So taking a look at this chart right here, this is a chart of Ethereum on the bybit crypto exchange. So what most of my trades were shorts, but I also took some longs and rode it back up depending on where it fell. So one of the things that I did was I made sure that I was taking very small trades. I mean, to be honest, when I first started, I just kind of put a little bit of money over there and was just like, I'll take a chance at the contest and see what happens. So I only put about roughly 70, it was about $74 into the challenge. And so I put about $74 into the challenge to get started. And by the end of the challenge, the $74 was worth like $335. And the grand prize for the challenge that you could win was, for first place, it was actually a tenth of a Bitcoin, which came out to about, by the time it was paid out, it was roughly about $1,000. So I took $74 and turned into $335, which won me $1,000. So you could basically say that in about 7 days, I turned $74 into $1,335, which is not bad if you ask me. I don't know how anyone else feels out there, but one of the things that I did was I took some shorts. Obviously, looking at this short, that looks like it would have been very profitable. But what I would do is I would let me see, click in here and zoom in. So what I would do is I would take shorts, and give me just a moment. I'm going to show you what that looked like. So taking a short here, I took small amounts of leverage. I think the first trade was only using 5% of the total amount of funds that I had in the account. So, I mean, if that was, let me do the calculation for you guys. So, assuming that was $74 times what, 5%? Let's see. So, the first trade that I took, I remember I took about I guess it wasn't 5% at that moment. The first trade I took, I did about a $12 trade, and when I did the trade, I did it for about $12, and that was actually more than 5% of my total balance at that time. But I did it for about $12, and I ended up getting 100% back. So roughly, the $12 turned into $24. So I kind of kept going back and forth. I think the next trade I took another $12 trade to be on the safe side, because at this point, not only did I still have the $12, I also had $12 from the exchange itself as well, right? So I took the next trade and it was for $12 as well. and I doubled that. So then um, I took so many trades. So after that, I started getting more interested in doing trades in Ethereum because obviously my money would go longer if I was trading Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. With Bitcoin at that time being what? Um, let's see. I could tell you right here. Give me just a moment. So let's see. Bitcoin at that time would have been roughly. Give me just a moment here. So you're looking at Bitcoin being worth about $11,466 at that time. It's kind of funny because we're a little under that right now today, but yeah, that's where Bitcoin was sitting at basically at that time. All right. So instead of making trades where it's just all on Bitcoin at that time, I figured, I could still trade with about the same amount of money and make better returns doing it with Ethereum. So I switched over to Ethereum, which, as you can see, that's where most of my profit was. Um, so a couple of things I did was I was using the Bollinger Band. So a lot of times when you see the Bollinger Band and it's tightening up like this, you're gonna get explosive moves, in whichever direction. So I was using the Bollinger Band, and I was using things like the RSI and the Williams percentage R here, and looking for things like the Bollinger Band or the RSI looking like they're kind of topping out and about to head back down. Also, I was looking at the volume. I mean, you could see here everything was kind of quiet. We had a lot of little red candles with some green candles, but to me, it looked like sellers were in charge, and that kind of helped out a lot. Um, and it just seemed like it just wouldn't stop as far as the selling pressure. It just kept going and going and going. So when I was taking shorts, I was using about 10x leverage, so 10 times whatever the trade was. So roughly, if I was doing a $12 trade, then that really looked like more like $120 worth on a trade. Um, so it's not much money that I was trading, and I didn't win, I guess you could say, much money, but compared to the amount of money that I just threw in there just for the sake of doing the challenge, it was a great return. So things that I did, like I said, I looked at the Bollinger Bands, I looked at the candles, and I looked at the RSI and Williams percentage R for patterns. Everything, as you can see, even looking at the MACD, I mean, there wasn't a lot going on here. There wasn't really a lot to go off of. Um, I mean, even looking at the on balance volume, now that looked bearish. I mean, it just there wasn't really much to go off of here. But I guess you could say that everything worked out and I made money, I made profit off of it. Now, not only did I make money going down, but when I seen things hitting like the bottom of the Bollinger Band, I took shots at longs and made money profiting going up. So, like I said, using 10x leverage, what I would do is my I would set to sell half whenever I made 100%. So that way I pulled out my initial investment, and the rest I would let it ride unless it looked like the trade was starting to go the opposite direction. So if I seen the trade was starting to go the opposite direction, then I would essentially at that time cancel the rest of the trade, like sell the rest of the trade, so that way I can just go ahead and take profit, so I wouldn't lose any funds or anything like that. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing because the good thing about that was I was able to get back my initial investment and still make a profit. The bad thing is that some of those trades instead of making 100% profit because I let the other half ride, then sometimes it ended up being more like a 80% profit instead of 100% because maybe it went down another 20% while I was sitting there and letting the other half ride out. 10x leverage worked really well for me, and that's basically what I used throughout the whole challenge, and that worked really well for me. Um, I will end up making another video where I go over how trades worked after the challenge, because I ended up doing some different trades after the challenge, and because I won the challenge and I was hyped up, I kind of got a little bit cocky and started taking trades with higher leverage, which depending on which direction you're going and if you're how right you are, that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. So the next video that I make is going to be talking about what that looked like as far as when I went from 10x leverage to 25x. So greed greed can be a bad thing because when you get greedy, that's when you start making a lot of mistakes. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys will love that video. This video is a good video. This is a feel good video. And this one's about how I won the challenge. And in the next video, it's going to show you how some of the mistakes I made afterwards. I definitely didn't lose the funds that I won, but I did lose some funds, but not any of the funds that I won. The funds that I won, I actually, when I won that, I actually removed that from the exchange and move that somewhere else. So, but I would say the initial funds that won the contest, that's a different story, and that's for the next video. So this is kind of short and simple. Like I said, I used different tools. I looked at the Bollinger Band. If you could see right here, I mean, we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Also, you got to know candlestick patterns here, right? But at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, you can see we hit that, boom, come back down, outside of the bottom, kind of went sideways, bottom, we went back up. Sounds simple, it doesn't always work, but these are some of the things that worked with me, and using 10x leverage and also using the RSI, looking for M patterns for when things are going to go down, and looking for W patterns for when things were going to go up there. This is with the RSI and this is the Williams percentage R. So these are just the things that worked out for me, and I switched back and forth from using the 1 hour chart and also using the 4 hour chart. The 4 hour chart is cleaner. I mean, it gives you cleaner signals. So you can see it's a little easier to see when things are in and out and topping off. So you know when to go short, when things are in and out. And also you can tell from the bottom as well when things are kind of bottomed out, looking for those W's, and when things are going to go back up. So the 4 hour chart is cleaner to get your signals off of. For very short term trades, I was looking at the 1 hour chart, but the 4 hour chart is your bread and butter, in my opinion. Again, this isn't financial advice or anything like that. Please make sure you do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just simply telling you what worked for me, and I hope this helps some of you out there. So please make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share my videos if you find these videos helpful. I'm going to continue to make videos. Sorry about the delay there. I've been tied up with some things, had a lot going on, but I'm going to continue to make videos for you guys. And like I said, the next video I'm going to make is going to be showing some of the mistakes that I've made after the trading challenge, and what I learned from that, and what I think was the cause of the mistakes. Like I said, number one reason was greed. So, but besides greed, I'm going to tell you guys some of the other mistakes that I made that led to a couple of liquidations and getting wrecked on some trades. So all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Uh, until next time, bye.